all the way. See, we need more original music so we can make more covers.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
That's how it
Gotta add
works.
to it.
Chicken, egg, you know, so. Yeah, it's all good. How about one more? Maybe
Okay,
two more. Maybe 7 more.
Originality?
You've got plenty of them.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. Whatever floats your boat.
I mean, if we're on the topic of originals,
Do another one.
we do have another one.
Do you have another one?
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sam, wake up over there. Come on. Look lively.
I'm in it, baby. Desired end.
This is another one you can find on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, all that.
All the goodies. All the goodies. Or they can.
Desired end.
Very cool. Cowbell, cowbell.
More cowbell.
More cowbell. That's all I need to
I
hear.
got a fever.
Remedy. It's more cowbell.
or
Sure.
we'll take a break
Yeah.
now? Do one more.
I'll probably use another beer here in a second. So.
All right, well, do one more and then we'll take a break. We'll have a sit
Feeling?
down. We'll talk to Tito over there. I mean, he brought his date here for Valentine's, for God's sake.
Yeah.
We gotta make it worth her while anyway,
We do,
right?
we do.
Cause she's gonna owe him big time. Okay. Whatever you
Feeling?
wanna play.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Alright, you got those lyrics to it? Set it right down there.
Right down the aisle.
Right,
Right
child.
down there.
Right down the. Open.
It sounds like shit.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
That's what I'm using. Alright.
It's bugging right now.
Ready. 2, 3, 4.
What? Oh, it's 204.
Yeah.
Solis Armada in the house. Can you hear me? Am I on? What do I got turned off now? Am I good? Jeez. I always have there's all these little signals that it's like one's on, one's off. No, you got the right one off. I don't know, but anyway. So they're gonna take a break. I'm gonna turn you on to a little Rotten Rod. If you guys don't know who he is, his song is For What It's Worth, and then we're gonna listen to some Pater, Road Rage. Be right back. Oh.
My mother was a gem. My father was a gem. My brother was a gem. But my sister was a worm. My mother was a gem, father was a gem, brother was a gem, but my sister was a worm. I'll bite your neck, let the stinger burn. I'm gonna crawl on you, 'cause I am just a gem. Well, it's all over the world. Well, it's all over all the world. Well, it's all over. We're germs, 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 germs. Yeah, you can wash your hands, well, it don't do no good. You can cleanse your heart with the brotherhood. You better pray to God, still don't do no good. I'm crawling on your plate, I'm crawling on your food. It's all over the world. Well, it's all over all the world. Well, it's all over. We're germs, 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 germs. How to drive, going slow in the fast lane. My God, you're fucking driving me insane. Choose a lane that you're gonna drive before I run you off the road and leave you dead. Oh Lord, road rage, crossing my eye. Road rage, it's burning like a fire. Road rage, like a nightmare, I'm dreaming. Road rage, keep on screaming. Give me a clue, what you gonna do? I guess they didn't put signals on the Malibu. Cut me off, you son of a bitch. I hope you wind up somewhere in the ditch. Why the hell would you get on my ass? I'm gonna match your grandma, but there's nowhere to pass. Go You're booking, phone texting, we're vexing. Ain't stopping, my brain is popping. Break checking. I'm wrecking. I don't really care if you go or stay, but get your ass in gear or get the hell out of my way. Road rage, blasting my eye, road rage, burning like a fire, road rage, like a nightmare, I'm dreaming, road rage. Keep on screaming, road rage, road rage. I'm talking about my road rage. My motherfucking road rage.
This is Van Hater, they're freaking killer, and then Rotten Rod. If you don't know who he is, oh my God, he's the bomb dig. I think he's older. I think he said he was older than me. One of the few people that are older than me in this business, but you know. Anyway, so episode 96, STL Roar, MyCityMyMusic.com. We have Solis Armada in the
Cheers.
house. Woo,
Great to be
woo,
here.
this is-
Woo.
Happy VD, everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Valentine's
I
Day.
can't stand this day. It's stupid. It's a dumb marketing thing. The only good thing about Valentine's Day is the candy's half price tomorrow. Yay.
Well, you hooked us up with the candy today.
Yeah, we got the candy. We
We
got,
got the
booze.
expensive one today.
Yeah.
We got the candy, the booze. We got the soda. Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Lean all the way back.
Falling out of his chair already? Yeah.
I'm gonna fall out of this.
Like 20 minutes
I need to drum in this.
You want to bring your stool? You're just not used to it.
I know. I'm
You're
used to
just
being on a
sitting-
swib.
you're s- Yeah. Sitting on a tripod. The stick of your butt. That's what it is.
Oh,
The
Actually,
stick's
they threw the
missing.
drum seat.
The stick's missing.
That's a good story, actually.
Yeah,
that
I
happened
actually
to
did
him.
one time. I was putting my drum
No,
set
no,
together.
no. Oh,
Seat
stop.
was on, yeah. Took a
forgot the
nice,
seat
nice
was
hard
on.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit. Yeah.
You ever seen that video?
Yikes.
The chair goes, it falls.
It goes through it.
Yeah.
There was an actual drummer doing this. Yeah.
That's a
It
curse.
is. Oh,
My worst nightmare.
yikes. Yeah, that's the new meaning of the word. Wrong hole.
I don't know. It was kind of fun.
It depends.
That's
on
not funny.
Depending on who you're asking.
No, it depends. You're just gonna need depends afterwards.
Yeah. And then it all goes to, but $20 is $20, right?
That's right.
That's fair.
You
Yeah.
gotta
I'm a
make
working
money.
man.
Yeah, gotta live.
Okay, so let's start with Sam. Because he's the hardest working guy I know in this band. I see him all the
Hey,
time.
come on now.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Picking
I'm kidding.
favorites
I'm
already.
kidding. He
Yeah.
showed up in Paris last Wednesday for our killer badass open jam with Michaela. Where
Yes.
you didn't ask her to come? Or is she busy?
No, shout out to Michaela.
Yeah, shout out to
She's
Miss
the
Michaela.
bomb.
She's awesome.
a beast.
So did you guys meet her at Diamond or did you know her before
We
that?
met her at Alibi 25 about
Oh, no
4 years ago.
kidding. She's
Yeah.
so killer.
We met her at an open mic.
I mean, her face, she just smiles. Her whole
Yep.
face is just, I mean, she's just
She
the
likes
sweetest
the
thing.
room. She does. She likes the room.
Yeah, she does. She's freaking awesome. But yeah, man, everybody's like, holy shit, where'd she come from? I said, man, she's been around.
Yeah,
She got the pipes.
She does. She's got a great voice. What is she,
Yep.
20?
Like 21
Oh
now.
my God. She's such,
22 maybe.
she's such a baby, but she's got a great voice.
She was actually in our last band, and again, shout out to someone else, Brett Boggs.
Yeah, yeah.
He was our former bassist, and we were in a band, Rhythm Research, and she was the lead singer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, that's not the one you were talking about when you said you had two bands? You had
No.
one with Michaela?
Oh no.
Is that another project with
Stokes
Michaela?
Devereaux.
Yeah, yeah. That's a part of our show. So.
What is it called? Can you not just have a
okay,
regular
yeah,
name?
I know. Hey,
coming
hey,
right to
no, I know. Solis Armada. We might as well be in France right now.
You
I know.
may as well.
I know. I
No.
get it.
So what is the meaning behind the name?
Okay.
Solis?
Oh, there's no meaning.
Oh, he came up with it.
Everybody got stoned and decided, oh, we're gonna throw something in the air and that's what we're gonna
It's
be.
not-
Well,
that's
I mean,
how
more
the
or less.
That's how the Doobie Brothers came up with their name.
Yes, yes, I know.
That's
Right,
what they-
right.
But Solis's son.
Right.
Armada's a
Armada.
fleet.
Armada's
And then
a fleet of
there was
ships.
a part of the Spanish Armada, there was apparently a fleet of ships that would use the sun to blind their enemies.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of like a cool thing, and we were just, I mean, realistically, like what it was is we were sitting there trying to come up with a band name, and there's probably like 50 the super dumb names that we came up with. And then eventually we were like, all right, that's good enough. I think
I liked it. As soon as
love
you
it
sent
too.
it,
I
I
love
was
it too.
like, all right, that's pretty catchy.
But
Once
you know,
say it a couple
But everyone
times,
just
it would-
mispronounces it, and I do too. At first, when he sent it to me, I was like, Solis Armada? What? Are we tossing salads? Like, what's going on?
That's what
I
you
know.
said too,
I said,
Solis.
what?
Yeah.
What? I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, when you come into I mean, a lot of times when people come in to do the jam, it's so freaking loud in one ear, and then you got somebody yelling in the other. What are you saying? What are you saying? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, and then I'm like, write it down. I'm like, I still don't understand what you're saying. God, dang. So yeah, it just is.
We
It
need to
is
do the
what it is.
pronunciation under it.
Yeah, like a
The
little.
little parentheses.
Parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So
they
you
do
were
on
saying-
Facebook, you know, how do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Put that on there.
Yeah.
Make it, pretend you're talking to a 6-year-old and make
Things easier.
A-E-I-O-U.
Okay, Sam, we'll start with you. Who are you? What do you do? And then we'll go around the room and talk about who's playing what.
Well,
Go ahead.
I am Samuel John Belcher, and
Yes.
I play the guitar.
The guitar.
And
I say him. That's
well,
like it.
Sam,
I
say
say
hi
Tell
to
us two
Sam.
lies and a truth.
well,
Is that it?
yeah, no, that's it.
He's
Oh,
short
the
and
fact
sweet.
that he's a
Nailed it on the
beast.
Short and sweet.
He's a beast. He was at Parrots Wednesday night for the Killer Open Jam. Another shameless plug, but that's okay. It's like, what, 11:30? Oh, man, I got to go home. I got to be at work at 3 a.m. What does he do? He goes outside. He's out there talking to Michaela right in front of the bar. And I'm like, are you going to leave? No, we're coming back into play. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, man.
You didn't even go to bed that night, did you?
Well, I got a couple hours. That's all I need. Go again. You know.
Right. God, I
It's-
remember those days.
It's everything.
I
So,
know.
But I mean, I grew up with a drummer, so as a guitar player, it's kind of weird.
Drummer isn't your dad.
Your dad is a drummer.
My dad is.
Or your mom was a
and he's
drummer, your sister was a drummer, your dad
My-
was a drummer.
Yeah.
Is he still a drummer?
He's still a drummer.
He's in the other project, Stokes Pepper.
Yeah, and,
Oh,
he's,
cool.
and he's a pocket drummer. He's a groove drummer. He doesn't do all this, crazy stuff. And
Right.
he was in a band called the Cordells way back in the early '90s, doing this roots rock and roll and these really shuffle beats, almost late kind of beats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm not the fastest player, and I don't really want to be. But it's all about the timing and when you play the notes.
Yeah, but you have a great groove. I mean, you do. I mean, when you get in the zone and start playing, it's like, oh, there he goes. He just took off, and everybody's going, oh, where'd this guy come from? Where'd this guy come from?
I get it. I get
That's
it from
awesome.
him because
The legacy.
I haven't had lessons, but following him,
Mm-hmm.
chord progressions, almost late. How you hit the note
Right.
is everything. So, and also doing like a hard job. I mean, my hands cramp up. I can't even do that. Like even if I tried, I know how to do it, but you know what I'm saying. So.
I hate it when arthritis sets in.
But,
Just-
He's-
At 25, at 25, it's
He's got early onset arthritis.
yeah, and look
Already?
at these thumbs.
Oh my,
Could we get a close
Those are
up?
oh
toes.
my
Yeah.
God. Yeah,
Zoom
let's
in.
close up on your thumbs. Oh
Yeah,
my God, you
but-
poor baby.
Yeah.
That's
Noticed his
terrible.
thumbs before.
That's what I believe.
He's got
It
toes
sounds
for
like you
thumbs,
should
though.
teach
Two of
music.
my thumbs.
It sounds like you should teach music.
Yeah, well, my
Hang on.
No.
Communication skills A1.
Oh, yeah.
You need to hit it like this. You need to hit it like that. and it's
No,
like-
do do da dee dee.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah, there you
You gotta
go.
play it like do do da dee dee.
Exactly.
So I guess don't do that then.
It only takes
That's
a
all of
few
us.
people
That's it.
that understand what I'm saying, and that's these cats right
Right. So
Yep.
you've been listening to music since you're a baby.
here.
Did you always want to play as a kid, or was it something you just like, oh man, you woke up one day and said, I love this music from whatever group it was, I want to play?
Yeah, always.
Really, good for you.
'Cause, even at
Can you read? Can you read music?
7, I can read music, but
Who writes? All three of you, or is it
All
collab?
three of us, yeah.
I can read music, but it's more as far as I get a melody in my head, and I'm all ear.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
good.
As far as originality, that helps me a ton because there's a path you can go on with strictly being along this guideline of here's what I should and should. Oh, that doesn't work. It's all about breaking the rules for people to hear like, oh my gosh, because there's so much music nowadays. It's all about breaking those rules.
And putting your own spin and your own sound on it,
Yes.
so people will know it's you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know, I think I've said this a million times. I'm probably the biggest Rush fan in the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a rarity for a girl to be a Rush fan, but yeah, I'm a big nerd. I love Rush. I mean, since they first came out when I heard them. And it's one of the few bands that were, you know, from the 70s and 80s that had the most original sound. When you hear a Rush song, you know it.
Yep.
Boston, REO,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
whoever. So,
Yep.
and that's the big key is to find your own original sound.
Yep.
It's like a
Don't.
never-ending search too.
It really
Yeah,
is.
It is.
I don't want to
You're
hear
always
another
digging.
Greta Van Fleet. No offense, but come on.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, lived it. Just bought all the T-shirts, lost the T-shirts, got high, got whatever, you know. Seen every freaking concert out there since I was a kid. So
It's just a remastered version of Led Zeppelin if they threw out a CD. I
It-
mean, in my
Well,
opinion.
it's
It is, and
definitely
it's-
that tone. Yeah.
and it's a
Heavily
great
influenced.
compliment to the band to be in a cover. I mean, to be in a band like that, and that's all great. But why not break out and do your own thing? Take that and put your spin on it, and you know if that's your influence, and make it something you know bigger, better, and better instead of just.
That's the Solis way.
Well, you know, I do want to say like they kill it, obviously.
Oh,
but,
they
like,
do, they
But
do.
I totally get that point. You know, it kind of comes down to
It's a great tribute.
making a new splash there. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is your name and what do you do?
Oh, I'm Kyle Rosser.
Kyle?
I play the bass.
Kyle plays the
Um,
bass. We gotta give the bass. And you have a
Yeah,
badass looking bass over there too. I might
Yeah,
add.
no, I will talk about that actually.
Okay,
so
well, please do.
that is an Ernie Ball family reserve bass. They made like
Really?
like 108 of them or something. And I was just sitting there on Sweetwater and just looking at like a bunch of different basses. Usually Fender is what I'm like always looking at, but I really wanted the double humbucker setup. And I came across this, and they said there was like a limited edition, and it like immediately hooked me. I'm like one of those suckers for marketing. When they say there's only that many, I was like, okay, I have to
rabbit
get
hole.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, no. Let me tell you what a rabbit hole is. Federo basses.
Oh, learn something new every day.
Federo basses. Let me tell you about Federo basses. They're made in New Jersey. The
Oh,
family
okay.
is named Federo. Joey Federo is the guy you call.
Hey,
And when you order the bass, you gotta have your hands in the air. You gotta do the whole
Really?
thing. When you order the bass, you pick out the color, the size, the strings, the wood,
Oh,
whatever
wow.
you want. You build this thing. You say, Joey, make my bass. He puts it together.
Joe.
Joey, Joey, make my bass.
Total Goomba. Total Goomba. So when you tell Joey what you want, he'll produce it. But then he says, you got 9 months. It's like a baby. You have to name it. It has to be named. You have to name the bass. before
Really?
it's born. Yes.
Can you name it like Starship or something?
You can name
like
it whatever you want. And I know this from experience.
Like Beyonce's baby.
My ex is a bass player. That's how I learned about Federo basses. Minimum price tag on these things, 15 grand.
Oh, well,
Holy cow.
I mean, yeah. No, that's
So
But
that's
they're
after
from
a-
New Jersey. Look them up. They're
Dang.
friggin' fantastic.
you know, I
mean,
could sell
it
my
has
car.
a sound
Let's
like
just-
you
let's go.
would. So, needless to say, I have 2 Federo basses with my name and ivory on the headstock.
No way.
Way.
Oh man.
When he dies, I get him with my 911 in the house and everything else.
Correct me if
That
I'm
is badass.
correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm
but
still in the
As
will.
soon as you started talking about these New Jersey's bass,
Oh yeah.
your accent changed.
I don't have an accent. That's just how they talk.
Yeah.
No, but now you're
So
throwing.
but now you're Jersey, okay?
Yeah, you're saying
That's
like
Jersey.
you're
You gotta
putting
know.
the
When you
AW
listen
inside
to-
of stuff.
You should just call him just so you can listen to him talk. He's freaking hilarious. I love that guy.
It's my job.
It is. It is. You have to do it. Just check him out. Just call him and see what he says. He's freaking hilarious.
That's really cool though. That's
Yeah, he's a sweet guy. But they've been around forever. It's a family-owned business, and I mean, you pick out everything, the kind of wood you want. They literally cut the tree down or whatever and make it exactly how you want it.
Wow.
From the heart.
And the sound
So it's
is
handcrafted. I mean, is it just like one guy making
freaking
these things?
amazing. I think they have several, but they're the specialists
Right.
in whatever part it is.
Like handcraft everything.
Oh,
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that kind of
Gosh,
stuff.
yeah, it is
From
fantastic.
the heart.
It really is, and I mean, when you have a Federo bass, I mean, you have it. And if you don't like it when you get it, you send it back, they fix it.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, because they're.
Well, I mean, if you pay $15,000, let's be real.
might even get a blowjob. You never know. Depends on how much you spend.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, you might want to check them out. They're really cool. So anyway.
Oh, I will, and I'll sit there fantasizing about it. until I sold my car.
Really nice. Yeah, my ex, he's such a dog. He has a blonde one, he has a brunette, he has a redhead. He's got like 10. He's got like 10 basses. He has one that's fret. Do you have a fretless bass?
I don't.
Have you ever played one of
no,
those?
I think I would just lose my way.
If you guys have ever played a fretless bass, they literally cry. They literally, you can make them cry when you play them. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
You
they
slide up
sound
and down
amazing.
like crazy.
Yes, I mean it is the most unique sound I've ever heard. It's just, it is amazing.
It's all about that right spot.
It
Yeah.
is.
I would need one with like the training wheels on it, where it still tells you where the frets
Oh,
are.
no, I'm trying to. Why don't we just put stickers on there for you?
Exactly, I would need that.
Violin. Just like a violin. You just
Right.
put the tape on it.
Yeah, I would have to. I would just lose my way.
So who's your influence? You like Jocko, Wooten? Who do you like?
Oh, I love Wooten. I also especially like what he says about music and like how he
Yes.
approaches music.
Yes.
I love that.
He's a total pro for sure.
I love Les Claypool.
Yes.
I obviously, you know, he's just a god.
Right.
I love what he does though. I love how he hits like the bar chords and kind of flicks the strings. And it seems like it's just effortless. It's like butter.
Yep.
And then him and like Flea. I listened to a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers growing up, so I would say those are my top two. I mean, obviously, Geddy Lee is amazing as well. I mean, it's a never-ending thing. I love.
You get the 5 finger that Jocko does?
So how did you
Can
start
do that?
playing bass?
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, him over there, Stu Bob.
Nice.
Really?
Stewie
What
Bob.
did you do? Hit him over the head with one, or say you're playing?
More or less.
I mean, it was.
Hey, look at
If we're gonna break it down,
More or less. So we were in a band.
You were in a band.
When we were 12 to 17.
And the name of the band was?
It was Crank Sanctuary.
Okay.
So a safe place to do meth, I guess. One
Well,
of the
there
other.
you
hey, listen, we were 12. We
We
didn't
were
know which
12.
one
We
it
had
meant.
no idea
No
what it meant.
judgment here. I don't care. Just don't bring this
Our
shit
parents were
around.
like, wow, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Our parents were like, wait, what? Your name is what?
Huh?
We're like, we're turning up the music, cranking it up. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's where it came
that's
from.
where it came from. So
You gonna believe that?
he was playing guitar,
Yeah.
and he played an SG, and that was my dream guitar, given that. And he was playing guitar. We had another bassist, a drummer, and a singer, and we just had conflict after conflict finding bassists and singers and yada yada yada. We had a phenomenal drummer. He actually moved to Nashville, Tennessee. Max Rogers, shout out to him.
Max, yep.
Oh, Max, we're
Shout
gonna
out
give
to
Max the
He was real perk.
Oh man, he was.
This guy, he taught me everything I knew on drums because I played guitar for this band, Crank Sanctuary. And he played guitar in the beginning, then he played drums as well, and we're like, dude, you like guitar and you like drums, pick up this bass. Fell in love with it immediately.
Well, immediately I was kind of like, no, I don't want to do that. I want
Yeah.
It's only
yeah,
got
yeah.
4
Yeah.
strings.
Well, no, I was sitting there. I was finally figuring out kind of how to solo a little bit, and I was kind of caught up in that. But then once I picked up the bass, like you said, it was kind of a combination of the guitar and the drums. And I mean, you can't go back from that once you learn how to pop and
Yeah.
slap.
And I'll tell you one thing. I wish I wasn't a guitar player. Everyone's a guitar player. I wish I had my heart set on the freaking saxophone, the tenor sax.
Oh man, that's
Go
that's
ahead.
hard to
You know
find.
what? There's another guy I know who does the sax.
You know what I'm
Dave
saying?
Barber.
Everyone plays guitar. I don't want to be another guitar player. I don't.
Oh, really?
Oh, but you love
Really?
it.
I don't like all the attention.
Everybody, oh.
Do you have a cry sound on there?
I do. I do.
Don't play the cry sound.
The keys or something.
Oh, let's go with.
Play guitar.
That was
How
a
about one of
perfect
these? Go ahead. Yeah, keep whining. Go ahead.
I'll have my first kiss to that one.
There you go. I
Tis the
wish I
day.
didn't play guitar. Really? Wow. Seriously. You play very well. Why would you
What?
not want to?
Oh no, I was just hypothetically
Because
If you could
we
choose
have
again.
way too many guitar
But-
players. We don't have enough bass
You're
players.
saying we're oversaturated with guitar players. Is that what
we're
you're saying?
overpopulated with guitar players.
But here's the
No.
thing: it's the same 5
Just like
guitar
deer.
players
Think
in
about the
the same
population.
in the.
They're
What are we
they're
gonna go out and
have a
shoot
hunting
'em?
season.
Let's
Like,
go out and shoot them.
guitar player,
It's
really?
hunting season.
Just shoot all guitar.
That's like kill the lawyers.
We
No,
got another one.
no, there's
Maybe I got carried away. I was a bit like that.
just a
Hey,
little.
whatever it takes.
But
Whatever
still,
it takes.
but still, assassinate all guitar players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we No, we can't do that because there's the 5 top ones that are in 10 bands. You know.
Assassinate guitar players.
Tito's taking notes.
I'm taking notes.
Okay, Tito. Okay,
wrote
drummer,
it
go
down.
ahead. What's your name?
They call me the little drummer boy.
Ba-la-ba-bum-bum.
So,
She hit him with it already. Damn. I didn't even start.
so
Okay, you did.
I started when I was, my mom got my dad an acoustic guitar for no reason. He said he wanted one time when he was about to pass out and it was almost his birthday. So she got him one. She's like, all right, fucking guitar. So he touched it like once or twice and I taught myself smoking the water, playing it like a piano on my legs with my thumbs. And I thought I was fucking Jimi Hendrix. And then some dude came over, he was a carpenter, and he actually played with the swag for a while, and he was a keyboardist. And he taught me, he's like, hey, little man, flip it up. So I flipped it up, and from then on, it was like, this is my calling. And I always listened to music, always played it, and then come like a year later, I was like 7 years old, my parents got me my first Target electric guitar. So I jammed on that thing, I'm playing Iron Man,
Do you still have it?
Yes, I do, but it is broken.
Oh,
It's
you need to
split.
fix it and frame
I
it.
know,
put it
I
on
know,
the
I know.
wall.
I'm always gonna have it.
You know,
but
because when they need Neil's replacement, you're gonna want that.
yep, no kidding.
You're gonna want that.
So
Anyway.
I played guitar forever, and then my brother got a drum set when I was like 12. Always played it. It was like Step Brothers, if you've seen that movie. Don't touch my drum set. Like he angled out where his sticks were.
You were in bunk beds, weren't you?
No, thank God.
Young that collapsed immediately.
Right. With hockey sticks. Yeah. But he despised me playing his drums. I mean, they were his. But that was it. I had to play them all the time.
Right.
And then I meet Max, who we brought up.
Right.
He had a drum set.
Right.
So we're going over to Max's every day. I'm playing his drums, we're going to play guitar, blah, blah, blah. His dad's a music major, so they had a house full of instruments. So we played for a while, then I met Kyle in middle school, and we formed our first band, the Crank Sanctuary. Played some Battle of the Bands at the schools.
Very
Oh, and we had by the way, we had a battle of the bands against his band.
Yeah,
at the
against
time.
his band. And who won?
Oh, throwing that in.
Go
Damn.
on.
Hey, no, hold on.
Go on.
Realistically, it was
Go on.
politically divided towards the
It
8th
was
graders'
rigged
favor.
and they were a year older than us.
It was rigged.
It was rigged.
It was
Yeah,
not.
what's even funnier is we switched schools and they let us come back.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost shit myself.
He's on it.
That was a car skid.
It was a skid mark. I know that
Did
much.
you almost shoot yourself?
No.
That's
Don't wanna go too far into
embarrassing.
that.
So how'd you guys end up together?
Well, it
Was it a
started
jam session?
started with jam sessions. He was at Mizzou for a long time, and he would come back periodically. We were in a band, Rhythm Research, and we always had a bass rig set up. So he'd come back after playing with me. He always had his bass rig. He'd come back, slap with us. Then Rhythm Research split apart, and it was like, okay, let's get together. And ever since then, he came up with the band name. He's all over the social media and stuff, and it just one thing.
So
after
where'd you
another.
find this guy?
This?
Tito! Tito's in the house! We gotta get Tito in the house! Thank you for your greetings and salutations.
Of course.
I'll give her my back to you.
anytime.
Here you go. There's You get two.
That's crazy.
Okay, Tito, so how'd you end up with these clowns?
So
I mean, these
started
guys. I
throwing-
mean, this band.
Yeah, right. So I would throw these pretty big parties at my house.
Shut up. Is this
And
the one
I
you and
knew-
Harry live together?
Oh yeah, still.
Yes.
still,
Harrison's single. We gotta give him a shout And for those of you who don't know who Harrison Siegel is, he is the legacy of Miss Terry Siegel, one of my very best friends. So shout out to Terry because she's the bomb
That would be
There to
me.
you.
I hope your pool is clean. I know it's closed right now.
So anyway, so go
it's
ahead.
such a small world.
It is.
So I
it
would
is.
have these parties at my house, and I knew about their band just by seeing them and hearing about them. And they would play in my living room, and that's kind of how everything took off. So
Very cool.
pretty cool.
That's
And I
awesome.
linked up with them. They, we have a lot of people over there, so they always kill it. So they thought of me.
That's awesome.
Tito, you hit us up and you were like, "Hey man, you guys gotta come play at this party." And no rules.
Yeah,
Well, we met you
There's not
before
even
that.
any rules.
It's not like we
No.
just randomly met you at your party. I've known
No,
you since
yeah,
college.
yeah.
we've known each
So
other.
I mean, that's kind of how we linked up with
But
the
how-
band.
Did you all go to
Exactly.
school together or just met up during the school year?
During college years. We all partied
Yeah,
together. You
college-
went to
college
Lindenwood.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
awesome. Very cool.
So we
My
all
nieces
partied up
graduated
there.
from there. My twin nieces. What year did you graduate?
17. What? That's the wrong
Babies!
answer.
Twins and these babies we got in here. Man, you're killing me, Smalls. I don't know what year they graduated. They
Yeah.
were twin cheerleaders. That's all I know.
Wow.
Yes, they're adorable too. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're Solis Armada.
Only one of them's single now, but that's okay.
Right.
You should have blur their names.
Fred and George. I call them Fred and George. I've always called them Fred and George since they're identical twins. And one had a little pink strawberry on her head when she was born. But I always called them Fred and George because they're so identical.
What's
So
what you
the-
wanted to name? You said we should change our name to Fred and George.
Fred and George and Company. Yeah, why not? Because I can remember that. That's easy.
It's easy.
That's easy to
I'm
say.
trying to make the
Oh,
connections.
Solis, Solis,
George and Company.
Yeah, why not? And Company. So
I
Fred,
guess
George,
we're all
and
the
Company.
company.
The
So you
mamas
can all
and
pick.
papas.
You can
Well,
pick
let's go back
whoever
to
you
the
want to be.
60s.
Who's Fred George?
The animals.
Fucking Fred George.
That's right. So you guys decided to get. So how long have you been together as Solis?
Since last April.
Last
Yeah,
April.
but we've been
Mhm.
playing together, you know.
I've been playing with you since I was 15.
Yeah, we've been playing together, but that's why it's fast paced now because we formed, you know, a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got together with him, and he's a go getter as well, and he knows music, and he's a really great business guy, and
Oh shucks.
it's the start of. It's kind of harder with a new band to get in the scene nowadays, but when you are that good, you know.
Oh no, you guys are great. So you have how many original songs do you have together? Can
Shit.
you
All
lay
of
down
them
out?
recorded, we have 3, but
Yeah.
all in all, like 10.
It's kind of like
10.
2.5 that are recorded.
Yeah, we're still in the
If we're being
process.
honest.
10.
Yeah, probably 10.
Yeah. Nice to do.
Between big old jams and actual
Yeah.
written out songs, yeah,
Yeah.
there's 10 of them
Yeah.
at least.
And every cover we do, we try to. Well, I mean, we have to
Mhm.
put our own original twist.
We're not trying to be a
Definitely.
tribute by any means. We don't.
Yeah,
want
yeah, you don't
to-
want to do that. No.
Yeah.
'Cause
Unless you're playing every single song by them, dressing up as them, putting on the same lights, and
Right.
all the decoration as them, then why tribute? Why would you play the exact same thing as them and not make it your own? To where
Definitely.
it stands
Yeah.
out and people hear, like when we play Sunshine of Your Love.
Mhm.
No one plays Sunshine like that.
No, it sounds great. It's awesome.
Well, Stu, you hit the hip hop beat.
Hip hop.
So Steve Schindler's got a studio in St. Peter's. If you guys are ready to lay down some tracks,
Absolutely.
got.
man.
He will give you a killer deal, and the way he does it, he can do whatever you want, but the way he does it, he records each person playing, and then takes all 3
All
or
to a
4
click.
and puts it together.
Mhm.
So, and he's got 2 drum sets. He's got a manual and he's got an electric
Oh wow.
in his studio. It's a very nice studio.
That'd be fun.
It's
Yeah.
very cool. He
That'd be
says he
really
built the
good.
studio with his cocaine money from back in the day.
Oh wow.
Nothing wrong with that.
Putting it out there.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
So-
your sponsor, Tito?
Tito's vodka.
yeah,
I did
Tito.
nothing. I'm a good boy.
Speaking of sponsors, I do have 2 sponsors. One of them is Parrots, of course.
Do parrots make that noise? I
Parrots.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They can make whatever noise they want.
They're more of like Polly want a cracker.
So, Parrots is a bar and grill in St. Peter's. I am actually the manager of that place. So, Wednesday
She
night.
wants to have Solis there.
Yes, I do.
Let's
I
do it.
want you guys there.
We're
for
gonna
sure.
we're gonna put her in the hot seat all the time.
It's like I've got everything booked up until when I tell you July or August. I might have a date for you in July, but I've just got everything booked up. So
Well,
when
just
the
let us
bars
know.
the bars sold, it changed hands, and from I think October to November, and so when in December when we had our first open jam, when I was booking the bands, I had to give the bands who lost their gigs those gigs first.
Yeah,
That's the fair
absolutely.
thing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
That's
then,
good.
but then ever since then, I've been bombarded with shit ton of people. Oh, I want to play. I want to play. I wanna play.
Oh yeah.
So and then I had to coordinate because at the end of the year, it's hard to get bands to book the first part of the year because they're already booked out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So. And then you finally show up after I already booked all these bands.
Damn,
I
Sam.
Wow.
was telling these guys, I was like, oh man, I know it was too late. It was
Dang.
too
Yeah.
late.
Too little,
No.
too
'Cause
late.
I know.
But then again, I mean, we have cancellations. Like, unfortunately, we had one this weekend. I mean, it was an unfortunate circumstance with the band that was booked there, and it's a band that's been around for a long time, but they had an issue, and I can't really talk about it because it's not my business to talk about. So, but anyway,
enough.
so it was like, oh man. But I mean, I had somebody that was able to fill in, but it's hard to find somebody at the last minute. But I know.
We're very flexible when it comes to that. As long as we're not booked, we do have quite a bit of stuff booked up for this year. But as long as anything isn't there, we're extremely flexible.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
the bar is really taken off because we've got our Wednesday. Well, Tuesday night we started trivia.
Yep.
It's a blast. Holy shit, so much fun.
Trivia nights are
I bet.
fucking
It,
awesome.
it is. This
I
is
love
Which where were trivia nights you said?
Parrots on
Parrots,
Tuesday.
okay.
On Tuesday
Parrots.
nights we have
Yeah,
trivia.
yeah.
Wednesdays the open jam. The only open jam on Wednesday nights. Nobody else has an open jam. You've been there. Come
That's
on.
awesome.
I feel like she's mad at us.
I know. You know the reason. I'm gonna tell this.
her and I
So the
are
reason
mad.
that I wasn't there, we were gonna be there as a full band, but I had a snake. I lived with him for a while. I lived with him for.
I
You
need
had
a
a
beer for
snake.
this.
Yeah, get me a beer. I had it's like 4.5, 5 foot black rat snake. And it got loose, and I had to move out of the house, and I just bought a house in Pacific, and the snake was still gone. I looked for it up and down everywhere, looked for the snake, couldn't
How do
find
you
it.
lose a snake that big?
Someone
that's
left
good.
my cage
Hey,
open
nice.
at a
That's the
party.
question, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
how do